Hello, all my N-words. Today is the first late night stream. I think my first live stream of 2025. Yes, it is my first live stream. Uh, there's a few things I want to talk about. First, I want to see if seriously, there's a lot of people on this platform who I expect to have like pronouns in their bio, but they never do. I'm gonna turn my mic. All right. Okay. So how are you all doing? First I want to talk about Marvel Rivals real quick. I'm enjoying Reed and Sue. I'm just fucking pissed that I have to wait for Ben and Johnny. It's kind of the Mortal Kombat 1 DLC approach. Like, here's the thing. So basically, look, I could see why Mortal Kombat 1 and Marvel Rivals would release characters monthly to keep people invested in the game so people would keep playing it. But at the same time, if you're advertising the Fantastic Four, I want to play every member at once. All right? You know, I'm gonna be the voice of Johnny somewhere around this year. Maybe next year. Who knows? Yeah, there's a lot of people. Yeah, there's people who responded to me, but there's some voice actors who aren't. So maybe I should be concerned. Maybe I shouldn't. I don't know. I don't know. I'll give them at least until late February. Yes. Yes, I'm giving them that long. But and also my cat is meowing in the back. And also, this season of Marvel Rivals is going to end in February. Not February. April. April. So I am assuming, because it's rumored that Blade and Ultron are going to be the next characters, they're going to be in this chapter. It makes a lot of sense, because this is a season for vampires. So, of course, they're going to get Blade. Blade is going to blow up the game, alright? I swear, if we don't get a Wesley Snipes skin for the character, I'm gonna fucking riot. But, Ultron, I never really liked Ultron. Like, he never really grabbed me in the comics, you know? But yeah. I hope none of you heard those burps, because they were in my mouth. Oh, there went another one. Okay, so speaking of Marvel, I want to talk about the leaks about Spider-Man 4. So basically this leak is, some people are saying it was an old plan, others are saying this is the plan they're going to go with, which, hey, I'm fine if it's the plan they're going to go with. I just think there's going to be a bigger force behind it all. So the rumor for Spider-Man 4, alright, Nerdrotic broke the news first, and then, Dan Schneider broke it second. So basically the rumor is Marvel wants the Punisher and the Hulk, maybe someone else, maybe Daredevil. I hope Daredevil, because I fucking love Daredevil. The comics and the show. Alright, that's how much I love the character. But, so the rumor is Spider-Man is going to team up with Punisher to fight a Savage version of the Hulk. So that's right, Savage Hulk is coming back, not Professor Hulk. Look, I could see why people hated Professor Hulk, because, like, it's a far cry from what the Hulk is, but I'm fine with Professor Hulk, because in context to movies like Endgame, it's meant to be evolution to the cinematic universe, not just the Hulk as a character. So yeah, and apparently a World War Hulk movie is coming, which hold on a second, I'm gonna set things up if anyone wants to join me. There we go. All right, so the rumor is, okay, so I already explained the rumor. But yeah, I was fine with Professor Hulk. I was fine with Smart Hulk because, it's meant to be evolution, for Endgame. You know, like Endgame. This was the last time we saw Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man and Chris Evans as Captain America. It's meant to be a grand finale to this era of the MCU. All right, that's why I was fine with Professor Hulk. Funny enough, Professor Hulk was spoiled to me. All right, Professor Hulk was spoiled. And when I heard the name Professor Hulk, I thought he was gonna have the same voice as the Hulk, but he's gonna be a lot more smarter, like, Hulk scientist now! That's what I thought they were going to do. I would have loved it. But yeah, the Hulk, I really hope he's CGI the whole movie if he's gonna be in Spider-Man 4, because I really hate Mark Ruffalo right now. You know, he's a piece of shit human being. He's an obnoxious Hollywood leftist. That's who he is. But yeah, Punisher and Daredevil, I'm all down. It kind of makes sense to put Punisher in a Spider-Man movie because Punisher made his debut in Spider-Man. At least I think he did. And also, Daredevil has teamed up with Spider-Man a lot. And like, a lot. So yeah, I am so yeah. I'm down for this to be the plot. Apparently, okay, so basically this script went through development hell. It was supposed to be a Spider-Man and Daredevil team-up movie with Kingpin as the villain, and like there's a manhunt for Spider-Man, and then they wanted it to be a multiverse movie. At least Sony wanted it to be a multiverse movie. Thank God. If they're not doing the multiverse ever again, thank God. All right, because you're basically going to make every Spider-Man movie from now multiverse. All right, I think it's stupid. And to be fair, the only reason why Sony would want another multiverse movie because it's going to make them money. All right, it's going to make them tons of cash. Like, I don't want them to do it again because No Way Home was a perfect movie. All right, not perfect, but still really good. I think that I love Tom Holland's Spider-Man. I love Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man movies. Not so much Andrew's movies, but Andrew was definitely a good Spider-Man. But Tobey Maguire, not Tobey Maguire, Tom Holland, on the other hand, Homecoming was really good, saw it in the theater. Far From Home was really good. Yeah, they kind of fuck up Hydro Man and Molten Man a little bit, because the entire points of their characters is that they're meant to be a different kind of Sandman. But hey, at least Hydro Man's design is accurate to the comics, and at least they even reference his alter ego and his origin in the movie. All right, so it kind of feels like, yeah, we want him to be a Mysterio illusion, but at the same time, we're gonna make a lot of things comic accurate so we don't piss off people. All right, Molten Man is less known than Sandman and Hydro Man combined, but yeah, I will always remember Hydro Man from the Spider-Man ride. Like his graphics on that ride are just amazing. That's why that ride's so good. But yeah, maybe I could get to Universal in this video. Who knows how long I want to stream? Who knows if people are gonna actually join my fucking call? But yeah, that I just set it up on Discord. But yeah, I hope this is another just Earth-based film. All right. And all I could say is thank God they're not doing Battle World, because I heard rumors that they were going to do Battle World and even a couple of standalone movies that took place during Battle World, which I'm like, no. I'm sorry, but you have to name a movie Battle World. All right. But yeah, no Way Home is a good movie. Yeah, they focus more on the villains than Toby and Andrew, but you know, throughout the movie, we get to see their interactions and their struggles with Tom Holland's Spider-Man, and at the same time, he tries to redeem all the villains while also having a fight with Green Goblin. And also, No Way Home actually has a couple of interesting concept art. Like, they originally wanted to bring back Mysterio. So yeah, we were close to getting Sinister Six. I heard rumors when the movie was coming out that we were going to get Rhino, but that never happened. He might have been in an earlier draft. But yeah, and you want to know something even worse? They wanted America Chavez in No Way Home. I am not shitting you. There's concept art of it out there. We dodged a fucking bullet, man. We dodged a fucking bullet. Oh my god, the fact that they even thought about it is just fucking ridiculous. But then they put Doctor Strange in the movie instead, which I'm glad. You know, I love Doctor Strange. As a character in the MCU, I never really cared for him in the comics. His comics never grabbed me, you know. But yeah, that's all for Spider-Man. Any other pop culture related news? Oh yeah, World War Hulk movie is possibly coming out. I'll explain my ideas for what the MCU could be, but at the same time, I'll talk about Hulk. So the reason why we didn't get another Hulk movie for all you normies out there is because Universal owned the rights to the character. All right, not just the theme parks. All right, they own everyone in the theme parks when it comes to Orlando. But but in film, they own both Hulk and Namor. And when Marvel Studios made their Hulk movie with Ed Norton, Universal agreed that Marvel could make films. Universal just had to distribute them. And I think Universal definitely set themselves up on a trap. They fucking they fucking signed a deal with the devil, because honestly, if I were Universal, I would have done a similar deal to what Sony is doing now. To be fair, we didn't know the Spider-Man deal was going to happen at the time, but I still would have done it. All right, if I were Universal around that time, I would have allowed Marvel to make Hulk movies, but at the same time, we can make Hulk movies. We can make Namor movies. All right? But you didn't anyway. All right, you just waited and waited and waited for Marvel to make a movie. And Marvel were so lazy they didn't want to make a movie. I think, honestly, going into Marvel's perspective, they should have, going into Marvel's perspective, they should have, like, made a Hulk movie after the Spider-Man deal, alright? You know, maybe delayed Infinity War just to do a Hulk film. Alright? But, yeah, so... And by the way, I'm glad that we never got a Hulk standalone movie, all because of Mark Ruffalo. I can't fucking stand him. But character-wise, I love the Hulk as a character. I even like Mark Ruffalo as the Hulk, alright? I just don't like him as a person. Alright? Especially that tweet he made about Project 2025 in, oh, by the way, how's that happening? Alright, how's that grift working out, left? I'm such a nerdrotic wannabe, even though I'm not. But, but yeah. And plus, if they're gonna do a World War Hulk movie, it's not even gonna be the World War Hulk from the comics, because... So yeah, so Thor Ragnarok adapted Planet Hulk, which is one of the better things to come out. One of the last, great comic runs, before Marvel Comics started to suck. But, and then they went on to World War Hulk, which ended up being shit. No, I'm sorry, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. World War Hulk was good, too. Alright, World War Hulk was basically Bruce Banner and Korg and Meek and all the other characters you didn't see in Thor Ragnarok, declare war on Earth because he blames, Iron Man, Reed Richards, Black Bolt, and Doctor Strange for all of his problems now, because they're the ones who banished him from the Earth. You are way too far removed for that story. Alright, I'm sick of this whole Mantles thing. Alright, I'm fine with She-Hulk because she's a completely different character, even though her show sucked. Red Hulk, I have a soft spot for Red Hulk because he was on merchandise everywhere when I was a kid. I even have a Red Hulk figure up there. But yeah, just looking back on it, reading the actual series, fucking Thaddeus Ross, that's an awful idea. I don't know, it should have been a new character as the Red Hulk, alright? You could have made Amadeus Cho the Red Hulk. But yeah, it's just, hey look, it's a red-skinned Hulk instead of a green! Yeah, that's why the comic was successful in the first place. That's why that was their original plan for Hulk 2. No, screw all those comics from the past, we're gonna adapt something now. And that's what the MCU has been doing as of late. I'll get to Champions in a bit, I just noticed. But yeah, World War Hulk, it's gonna be all the different Hulks in the MCU, alright? It's not gonna be the story where Hulk declares war on Earth because he was banished and then Sakaar dies. You know, his wife dies, his kid dies, and then... Actually, I think it'd be cool if you had Korg and Meek in this movie, but I don't know, They decided to retcon Meek as a chick, which I think is stupid. It kind of makes sense because he laid eggs in Ragnarok. But yeah, just Ragnarok. Not Ragnarok. Love and Thunder was awful. But yeah, so the Champions. Now, there is one rumor of the Champions that it's going to be a post-Secret Wars project. I doubt it. And I'll explain in a bit, but for now, I'm going to explain Champions. This is a stupid idea. Alright? like Nerdrotic said, the real champions, I read the series on Marvel Unlimited. I'm sorry, we can't have everything on paperback. It's not my fault, it's fucking Marvel's fault. Alright, not every comic store is stocked with Epic Collections. They don't make Epic Collections of everything. They just release them weekly. I mean, Epic Collections is probably the best thing the comics have done in a very long time. But yeah, it's basically gonna be all female. But what about Wiccan? Well, Wiccan's technically a woman. But yeah, the real champions, what I'm trying to say here, is Hercules, Black Widow, Ghost Rider, Angel, and Iceman. And what makes that team even more unique is that they all represent Greek mythology. Alright, Hercules is, of course, Hercules. Black Widow's an Amazon. Ghost Rider's from the underworld, basically hell. Angel's an Olympian. And Iceman, I believe, is the ice god. I'm sorry, I don't remember his name. I'm not as inclined on Greek mythology as I am with Egypt or Mayan, but even though I grew up with movies like Hercules. Again, fuck you if you're, championing for James Woods' house burning down. But anyway, I might get to that, but who knows. But the champions, on the other hand, it's a stupid idea because you're basically bringing in all these derivative, and that's the reason why I hate these characters in the first place. They're all derivative versions of characters who already exist. Female Hawkeye, female Ant-Man. And fucking Cassie Lang had a much more unique costume in the comics, but no, you give her a fucking purple Ant-Man suit. Alright, Miss Marvel. Miss Marvel's insufferable in both the comics and the movies. She's not really an activist in the movies as much as she is in the comics, but I mean, Iman Vellani, I think she's fine. You know, I like her. She's a nerd. But at the same time, what I hate about this is that you're basically bringing, like, I showed this idea to many people in my personal life. They all said it's a bad idea. Alright, nobody went to Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness for America Chavez. They went there for Doctor Strange. And yet he was barely in the fucking, he was barely even the main character in his own fucking movie. Hawkeye, it wasn't even about Clint Barton. It was about a hand-me-down. Alright, they're all hand-me-down pieces of shit. I'm fine with Wiccan's existence, because Wiccan and Speed's powers actually make sense as to why they have them. You know, I think they're passable characters in the comics. Apparently Wiccan, I didn't watch Agatha, but I hear he's the most passable part of the show, even though he's technically a woman, but you all know what I'm talking about. You saw the trailer, and some of you watch the show also know what the fuck I'm talking about, but yeah, just, if this project does come to fruition, which I think it's very likely, because Daniel RPK keeps talking about it, I think it's gonna fail. And apparently they wanted to make it a movie, but at the same time, they made it a show because the Marvels bombed. Then why would you fucking make it? I believe they're still making it, not because Marvel's keeping the woke. Alright, there's a lot of evidence to suggest that they're getting rid of it. But I think it's because they're doing this for the actors. Which, that's not how business works, Marvel. Alright, if I were Marvel, I'd just recast, I put Haley Steinfeld as an X-Man. If I were Marvel, I'd put the actress of Cassie as an X-Man. Alright, I find whatever female character there is in the book and recast all those actresses them. Alright? That's what I do. That's what I do with a lot of those actors. Because just them having a hand-me-down is not a good sign. But yes, sorry, I'm not talking a bit. So yeah, the reason why they're called the Champions is because the actors are aging out. Fucking ass Tom Holland, for fuck's sake. Yeah, because the actors are aging out, and the Champions was the name of a team with all these hand-me-down fuckers. Which, again, they stole the name from Hercules' team. Alright, I think whoever made that comic didn't even know that team existed. Alright, that's why he fucking stole it, but yeah. And apparently it didn't even sell well. Nothing in the all-new, all-different Marvels sold well. And the fact that we get all these hand-me-down characters from the all-new, all-different Marvel, and the fact that we get Miss Marvel and America Chavez, characters that are so popular, their comics keep getting rebooted and canceled. They're so popular, their movies and shows failed. I'm mostly talking about Miss Marvel, not really America Chavez. So popular, the Avengers video game, where Miss Marvel's the main character, failed. Yeah, far from popular. Far from fucking popular. Alright, you better kiss that Wicked song goodbye. Alright, if I were Iman Vellani. Again, I'm not trying to harass Iman Vellani. I like her. I just hate the character. There's a huge difference. But yeah. The fact that we get all those characters before Ghost Rider, Nova, Machine Man, the X-Men, and dare I say it, even before the Fantastic Four, is baffling to me. I think Marvel should have started a Fantastic Four movie and an X-Men movie right after they got the rights. I mean, I'm glad they didn't, because it probably would have been race and gender swap the movies like Eternals was, but yeah, if I were Marvel, I would have done it immediately. But no, you decided to bring in fucking Miss Marvel. And even if there is a retro character that fans would like, they're all derivative versions. Instead of Moon Knight fighting drug lords, terrorists, and racists, and he has a girlfriend named Marlene, who's hot, and she's also at times a badass, and he has a pilot named Frenchie, instead you adapt the recent comics where he has dissociative identity disorder, and he's a nutcase. And he's a slave to Khonshu. Also, it's kind of funny that the MCU's first Jewish superhero is enslaved by an Egyptian god. Fucking ironic. But hey, they don't. But hey, Hollywood doesn't like religion. But She-Hulk, and She-Hulk, I'll admit the show kind of got a little bit of accuracy with She-Hulk, but instead you made the show insufferable feminist garbage. All right, it's not just the owning people we don't like element of the show. It's a lot of dialogue. All right, instead of making a superhero show, you instead make it a How I Met Your Mother like show. But yeah. So let me explain my theory real quick. So there is a rumor that they're going to soft reboot the MCU, and I think they will. So that's why I don't think. So yeah, I don't think Mark Ruffalo is going to stick around for long. I don't think Chris Hemsworth is going to stick around for long. I think what we're going to get in this new universe is the Fantastic Four. And again, I want them to do a full-on reboot taking place in, I still think it's possible, taking place in the Fantastic Four's universe, like where it's all futuristic and shit. But like that'd be paradise, just having every 60s character take place in the 60s. It doesn't even need to be just 60s characters. Just put in Moon Knight and Luke Cage and Iron Fist, make them a duo finally. That'd be heaven to me. Heaven. But no, yeah, I think they're going in for a soft reboot. You're only going to see a handful of actors stay. I think one of those actors is going to be Charlie Cox. Alright, that's why I don't think they're going to go with the Fantastic Four universe. The reason why I say that is because they're working on Daredevil Born Again Season 2. Who knows when that's going to come out, but oh, jeez Louise. So yeah, I think we're going to see a handful of actors say. I think a lot of actors are going to have their grand finale in Secret Wars, and then we're going to get the reboot. And I hope so, because, look, if I were Marvel, I'd give Iron Man and Captain America a rest, because I don't think Shang-Chi and Eternals, well, Shang-Chi and Eternals weren't necessarily failures. They came out during COVID times. I don't think they were critically failed because they were new characters. I think they were critically failed because of the way you handled them. Like I mentioned about Moon Knight and She-Hulk earlier. Alright, I think you should do that kind of shit, you know? Alright, bring in some more older stories from the comics with a new actor, and then you'll make a lot of money. But that's just me, though. Yeah, this has been more of a Marvel stream. Yeah, it's just that Marvel has the most rumors as of late. So does DC, too. I'll talk about Creature Commandos right now. I've seen a couple bits and pieces of the show. I didn't watch the rest of the show full on because, like, the first episode was a own the chuds moment, which I hated. Like, a stereo depiction of people like me. That's not even true, by the way. I'm not a dude bro who just hates women. But yeah, I'm seeing clips of it so far. I like Dr. Phosphorus' story. I like G.I. Robots' story. Weasel's story is hella gay. It's gay. And metaphorically, alright? Not literally. Because when I think of a retarded werewolf killing a bunch of children, and that was mentioned in the Suicide Squad, I think of him doing it by his own malice, or that he's so dumb he likes doing that. Alright, he's not friends with kids or some stupid shit. I mean, you could... Okay, so apparently in the comics... I haven't read this comic in a long time. Like, the one where the Thinker kills Weasel with the Doom Patrol, but, apparently Weasel started out as a scientist, and then that's how he became the mindless Weasel we all know and love. Alright, you can make him like one kid, and then that's what gets him to, go on his murder spree with children, but again, villains are barely villains anymore. Alright, as much as I loved the Suicide Squad, barely anyone there is considered a villain. You know, King Shark, Ratcatcher, Polka Dot Man, barely even villains. Alright, Peacemaker and Bloodsport technically are. But yeah, Weasel was your perfect opportunity to do that. But no, you made him misunderstood. I'd say the one part that they definitely did a good job with was when he was trying to save that one girl, and then she was being covered in the fire, and then when Weasel's being pulled over by the popos, he tries reaching out for the girl. Alright, that was well done. I'll admit, that was well done. But again, we need more villains that aren't just good guys in a villain mask. If you know what I mean, metaphorically speaking. But yeah. So anyway, guys, that's the end of the stream. I'm bored, and I'll see you all later. Bye.